trainee choose a research project or projects, to meet with a trainee regularly, and by that I mean about once a week if you're the primary mentor, to review progress in research and didactic coursework, give timely feedback on manuscript or grant drafts. What do we mean by timely? Ideally within a day or two, but certainly within a week. You as a mentor never want to be the rate-limiting step in somebody's research. A mentor advises the trainee on seeking funding, prepares the trainee for abstract presentations at national meetings, assigns credit, primarily first authorship, where credit is due, counsels the trainee on job opportunities and negotiating for jobs, serves as a mirror, I think this is an interesting point, for the mentee for self-reflection. Times during one's career as a junior faculty, even more senior faculty member, you kind of want to, so to speak, look in the mirror and ask yourself, is this what I need to be doing? Am I doing things right? Is this where I need to be at this point in my career? I think importantly, a mentor nurtures but then sets free. Take responsibility for a mentee. They ideally outline some kind of understanding of roles and responsibilities explicitly with a mentee. They need themselves to have a pretty good understanding of themselves and be honest with themselves in terms of what their strengths and limitations might be. A mentor should see in a relationship with a mentee a mutual benefit, but also be altruistic. In terms of practical guidelines, what you might expect from a mentor, turnaround time ideally is 24 hours, but could be 3 days or maybe up to a week for bigger documents. You want ideally your mentor to be available, hopefully even on a walk-in basis. You want to be able to meet with your mentor at least at first once a week or so, and then maybe less often if things are going well. Now, how many mentees can a mentor take? Well, we actually did a study on this, and we found that the median number of mentees for general internal medicine mentors is 5 at any one time. But when we asked them how many they could take on at any one time, the median number that they thought they could take was 6. So as you can see, they were pretty much maxed out. And that's one of the issues in academics these days, is that mentors are scarce and tend to be kind of stretched thin. For a mentor, and any number of styles can be effective as long as the mentor kind of knows themselves and knows what works best, lays down explicit expectations and ground rules, and is honest with both themselves and the mentee.
In order to find a mentor, you need to be proactive and look out for yourself. Identify people that you find approachable and that have different skill sets that you admire. Also, identify people that have different mentoring styles. One might be more willing to meet with you often and be a trusted advisor. Another might be willing to meet every 6 months or once a year for an update. Both are valuable and needed. Select a group of mentors knowing that they will have a different approach to mentoring. There is no right way to be a mentor. Usually within the first year of a graduate program, graduate students need to choose a thesis advisor. Laboratory rotations are very helpful in this regard, since they give both the student and the advisor an opportunity to determine whether there is compatibility in style, work habits, and expectations. When choosing a thesis advisor, it is important to find someone that you can work with and will interact with you in a way that works for you. This person hopefully will be your mentor for a long time to come. Some criteria that you might look for are listed here. Most importantly, they should be someone that will respect you and allow you to grow scientifically and professionally. Trainees, such as postdocs and graduate students, need to be very deliberative in how they choose their advisor, since this person is critical to the trainee's career development. The trainee needs to educate themselves about not only the area of research that is being pursued, but lab dynamics. It is critical to think about expectations for personal interactions and whether the size of the lab is appropriate for these interactions. It is helpful to spend time interviewing people in the lab about their experiences. Some other areas to think about when choosing a thesis or postdoctoral advisor are indicated here. It is very important to think about each of these areas and ask appropriate questions. There is no right or wrong answer, but compatibility is important. It is not easy to find appropriate mentors, and you must work at this. And mentors do not need to be identified all at once. Mentors with different expertise are needed at different stages of your career. Before asking someone to mentor you, think about what you want from this person. Ask others for their opinion about the person you might want to ask. Be clear as to what and why you want the person to mentor you. If you don't know them well, you may not know how compatible your relationship will be with them. You also must be aware of different cultural expectations. Also, sometimes mentors come into your life by chance, and acquaintance turns into a more formal relationship. Take advantage of these opportunities. Aware that as a mentor moves up their career ladder, they will potentially become less hands-on in a mentoring relationship. This does not mean that they care less or that they don't have time to be a mentor. It means that you need to be more aware of their time constraints and the different mentoring role that they may provide at that time. Along with the mentor's advancing career and what that means to a mentoring relationship, the role might change over time, from being a trusted advisor early on to someone that you can confide in, and finally to someone who will provide you with critical feedback as a colleague. As people change, the roles change also. Mentee has responsibilities also. A mentee-mentor relationship is not one way. A mentor likes to mentor because they get something out of it also. Some of us truly enjoy seeing our mentee flourish and excel, but this requires that the mentee reciprocates by giving feedback and updates to the mentor as to successes and progress, that the mentee be respectful of the mentor's time, and that the mentee initiates meetings as needed. Mentees are dependent upon their advisor early on in their career. Graduate students and postdocs are dependent upon their advisor for their stipend, and it is critical that they make progress on their research that results in publications. Trainees, even after receiving their PhD, will be dependent upon their thesis advisor for letters of recommendation, for postdoctoral fellowships, and for their first job. They may even need letters for their first grant application. The point here is, don't burn any bridges. Your advisor will be part of your career for a long time to come.
Mentor-mentee partnership is just that, a partnership, and so there are certain expectations from the mentee as well. Mentee should know him or herself just like a mentor should. They should work hard, be proactive, be flexible and innovative, focus, be respectful of the mentor, be prepared when meeting with a mentor. It's often good to come in with an agenda or specific issues that you want to address regarding a paper or grant or whatever it is. Be responsive to a mentor's feedback. There's nothing more aggravating from a mentor's standpoint than spending hours, going over somebody's draft, making all kinds of suggestions, and the next draft comes in and hardly anything's changed.